Hi, Mr. Ezra, how are you?
Come on in.
How's it going? Thank you.
The detective bureau.
Yep.
Yeah. Up this way?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, ma'am, how are you?
Just fine, how are you?
Oh, wonderful. It's beautiful
You guys
outside.
sit there, I'll sit here, and she wants to sit up here.
No,
You know more than I do sometimes, so.
no, you're the one that knows more about him. We're talking about Jackson. We're
Yeah.
not doing, okay. I've never met Mr. Jackson. Not that I don't want to,
Okay.
or maybe I don't want to, but anyway.
So,
So what's up?
So this comes from a meeting at the village board a couple months ago. And he's saying that you said, mentioned something about water from his property coming onto your property.
water from.
From his property coming onto your property.
Stop it! Wait a minute, I gotta.
Can't, because his property's all the way down there
This is
to
the
the
next
tollway.
one.
So here's what's going on, right?
What do you mean it's all over
He-
the tollway? It's right next door to Felix and Martinez. Keep your feet out of stuff.
Next door, who's next door to Felix and Martina?
Jackson.
Oh, is that, are you
Yes.
guys, oh, Jackson, I'm thinking,
No,
The
I
other-
know you
oh,
were.
okay.
No, Jackson.
because the guy is in
Well-
his final years.
Okay.
He had cancer and this and that.
No,
He
he's
owns
got
the one down,
dementia.
I don't know if you
The-
guys are familiar with
The
it.
house right behind us. You
Oh,
can
okay.
see it from
No.
here.
Yeah, right
That's for
behind
sale.
us.
And there's a squatter trying to
Oh,
take over. So
really?
when whoever called me,
It was me.
that's who I
Yeah, I
was
didn't. Yeah,
thinking.
you did mention a name, and I was like, I don't think that's what we're here for.
Yeah,
No,
but-
this is-
That's what I've been prepared
Because
for,
we've
was
Oh,
down
sorry
there.
about that.
I didn't know it
We've
was
been
over here.
talking, and I've been trying to tell you.
Oh,
But anyway, she's trying to set up where she's paying the back taxes. There aren't any back taxes. She's turned on the electricity, so we knew from Bill and his wife that they had turned off the electricity, and all of a sudden the lights are on.
okay.
it
And so,
was a squatter trying to
Yeah.
get in there.
I got you.
Under that new law, if you
so
Yep.
mow the lawns, do this, do that, you can,
So no, this has to do with Quentin Jackson, 2 properties down.
yeah.
Mis-
okay.
Mr. Jackson filed a complaint with the village against you, basically saying that you, during the board meeting, I guess there was a town hall meeting or whatever, some kind of meeting, it's the minutes are here. It says that you stated that your property is to the west of Ciordia's,
yes, they're right next
Felix.
door here.
and that it has also caused drainage problems by blocking the natural water flow through his property. Also stated that he has signs on the property that detract from the value of their properties.
I have signs?
No, that
He has.
Mr. Jackson does.
Oh, okay.
But Mr. Jackson is saying that,
Something to drink?
no thank you, ma'am, is saying that, it is nice out, is saying that, that you made a complaint claiming that the drainage issues caused by him doing what he did
Hey!
is causing water to come onto your property.
Okay, yeah, wait a minute. Who did I make this complaint to?
To the village.
To the village.
I haven't been to the village making a complaint.
Because
Well,
it's
It's in the minutes.
It's in the minutes that
when
you-
went to with Felix and Martina.
We understand that
We-
Jackson has an issue with Felix, and that they have a restraining order between the two of them.
Yeah.
So Jackson is saying that you spoke at a meeting and were complaining about water from his property making it all the way to your property.
No, I said that because of the way he put dirt down,
yeah.
stops the natural flow. Because I've been, what have we been here,
45.
45 years?
Mm-hmm.
And when I step out there, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, how that comment from me came.
Sure,
We've been
absolutely.
here. We'll just go out the back door, I can show you.
Watch out for the attack birds. We got 2 sandhills out there.
Oh, do you really?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, they set up residence.
Uh-oh. They can be
don't-
mean, can't they?
Yeah, but they don't attack.
Oh, they're right here. See them right there?
Oh, wow.
They come and eat here. This is smorgasbord for them.
That is so
Pick at
cool.
my window and I'll be chasing you down the hill.
All right, you see my tank?
Yes.
Okay. That hill goes like this.
Mm-hmm.
So the water drains this way
Okay.
when you get real rain, okay? It goes underneath that tank and it goes up on either side as much as it needs. It comes down and it can
And goes
splits
in
around that
front of
tree.
it,
We've
yeah.
had it up to here sometimes.
Up to the first tank here. Where the water.
Goes around this way.
And it goes in between the 2 barns.
Yeah, if you come down here.
Okay. This is really nice.
Well, we're trying.
Holy cow.
What, the deck?
Yes. This is really nice.
Okay, so it runs right through here on that side of the tree or the other side of the tree. And then Felix's 2 barns, when they moved in, they built 1 barn. Well, then one day I'm talking to him, and I says, Felix, what are you doing? He said, well, we're putting another barn in. He was going to back it up against this barn. I says, hey, you can't do that. Well, why not? Well, they haven't been here long enough to get the flows. I says, because it comes through me all the way over, comes
It cuts between there.
the 2 barns, because I said, build it back. Otherwise, it's going to wash the new one out,
Yeah.
you know. Well, then it goes across, and I suppose the easiest way.
I see. So instead of going this way, it stops and it doesn't go through his property. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I'm trying to understand now. I think I got it.
It runs, well, if you get out here and look, all you have to do is look at the ground.
Look at the way the grass is, yeah.
Yeah, it
So
comes
it's not water coming this way; it's water going
that way. Yeah. Oh, I thought,
Now I understand. Well, that's what I was thinking. This water is coming onto your property,
Yes.
but it's not able to leave your property.
What you're saying is it can't leave the property. It
I
can't
understand
continue.
that.
The flow can't continue now.
yeah, if he keeps putting dirt,
It keeps raising that up, and now it's settling.
yeah.
And he
Okay.
can't talk to Felix because they have a restraining order.
Well,
so now
he's
it's
got one on
essentially
me, too.
affecting-
You know, he
He
I'd
said not to
have to-
come to your property, but there's not
Yeah.
you haven't been served a restraining order.
No.
This makes a lot more sense now.
Yes.
I was a cop for 30 years. I know what you guys go
Yeah.
through, so I'm not trying to be an idiot about this, but you know, the guy comes in here and he just does all kinds of stuff. Okay, now you can see it right here. All right, so it goes between the 2 barns. And that's Felix's water system.
And that's the wetlands right there. I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that doesn't
that-
fill as much as it used
None
to.
of, none of that was here.
Okay.
You know, I mean, there was some, no, I can't think of the name. Anyway, there was
Cattails?
cattails. That's what I was searching for. There were a few cattails in there, especially if you had a, you know, heavy winter or a lot of rainwater. It would back up, and you know they spring up real fast. So it goes through there. Felix says, "Oh, I'm glad you told me that." So he built the second barn back there to keep the flow going. And
So I guess what you're saying is at this point there hasn't been a problem. However, if he keeps building it up over there, there's going to be a major problem where it's going to be just nothing but flooding
okay,
right
what
here.
was it? 4 or 5 years ago, we had that. I'm
Oh,
going
no, we're
to.
good.
Yes,
We're good.
ma'am.
I was over on that property
Yeah.
already this morning.
We talked
well,
to Jackson.
We talked to him this morning. So we walked this area right here where the wetlands are. And then that's when we went back to our building, got a hold of you on the phone, and set up coming back out
okay.
here to talk to you.
Yeah, well, I want to take you down there anyway, because that'll give you a little bit more. What were you saying now?
No, I was just saying, I didn't know that they had been over.
Yeah, we've been on it. We've been on the property just this morning.
And what cracks me up is they have a order of protection, like 500 feet. Our lot lines are 230.
He has an order, so there's an order of protection against you guys?
I don't think
No,
so.
Against him, yeah.
Felix and Martin, but it's 230. That's 520 feet. They'd have to be in one corner and Felix
Yeah.
and Martin in
I think
another.
that's mainly just,
Yeah,
there's
you're
some
next
issues
door
between the
neighbors.
two of them, yeah.
Anyway, what I was going to say is, I think it was June, July. How many years ago was that?
What?
In the summer when we got that real heavy rain. And
Oh, I don't know, but
it was. I'm
So
gonna,
heavy rain.
Yeah, I was going to say four. I mean, it was some of the heaviest I've seen here on the property. I mean, it just came down, and it did that for like an hour, and it came through, and it was coming up the sides over here and the sides over there. So I've been through that, you know, and I know how fast it can go.
and
We'll go this way.
we used to have railroad ties as decoration around the. Well,
They
we
ended
had
up
it.
some of them over there.
We had it
So
so
you know what
bad
it takes.
that
You have
it
to
pushed
throw the
4 railroad ties
railroad ties.
into the yard.
Okay.
So that's how heavy it
High water.
A lot of it. Well, what I'm afraid of, if he keeps going and backing everything up, then that once, you know, in 10 or 15 years that you get that real heavy downpour, you know, if that happens, it's going to really, you know,
Yeah.
screw things up. This is usually much better, but the heat we've had this year,
Oh, tell me about it.
it's the ground is pretty damn dry. Yeah, everybody was trying to be nice to him, and then he got.
Does this feel like his property?
Yeah. Yeah. He knows. They bought this house after we bought this house, and they lived next door to me in Waukegan.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, we moved out here. I've known him since I was like 16.
Oh, wow.
We used to do roofs together
Huh.
in Waukegan. And I don't know if you've been to Waukegan, but there's some of those old homes.
Yeah.
You did those
You're-
roofs, huh?
Yeah, you're 40, 50 feet in the air.
Huh.
You know, and the old style roofs
Very,
were
very steep, yes.
Yeah. So basically, when we have the flood, it goes between the two barns. So it comes right out of there. You can see where it goes right
Yep.
through here.
And then is it supposed to go south?
Well, he
Or
filled
split.
all that property.
Yeah, we were over there. It's all
That
built
property used to go this way,
up. Uh-huh.
and then,
Would it spill in this area right here where the berm is now?
yeah, well, it's backed up, but he immediately came in and started filling things. He's still filling things.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
One of the, I mean, it is. I understand your situation because at my house, I bought my house, and then my two neighbors' lots bought their houses and built houses, and they built them higher. So I get a little bit of that. It's not to this extent. My property's not anywhere near that, but I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
But
so-
it's one of those things where it's like you can't really control what the other person does. I understand if there's issues with the village and whatnot.
Yeah, well, Randy at the village, he isn't too up on it. So then it gets on through here.
We're gonna not go on that property right now.
Oh,
okay?
no, absolutely not. The property line is right there.
Okay.
The tree line?
Yeah, I just cut the cattails to seal it. But it used to drain right through here, and then there was natural drainage that went over by Keith's property, turned, and when you go out, go that way and just look at it, you can see that it went this way, and then it turned towards Keith's driveway.
Okay.
So that used to be the natural flow of water, but now since he put this here, it's kind of.
Well, he's screwed it all up, so it's gonna back up, and knock on wood, we haven't.
You haven't had the problem yet.
I ain't gonna say it, but
Right.
you just said it. But if you go this way, I'll show you the other thing that's happening.
If we're talking about the trailer and all that stuff, we know about all that stuff.
No. Did you see the road?
The road, no.
For some reason, he's got the idea that he's gonna put a driveway in here all the way back.
To where?
God knows where he wants to do it, but that's...
Well, if it's his property, he's got the right to put a driveway wherever he wants.
Well, yeah, I understand that. That doesn't bother me, but when you put the driveway and then you don't put the right size drain tile to go that way, because like I said, you know, when it floods, it floods. But you know, he calls you guys, and he goes to the village board.
Well, I don't know if you understand why he's going to these lengths. He can't get a building permit right now
Yeah, they told
because of the complaints that are being made against him, when in reality, everything he's done so far has been approved. I mean, the DNR approved him filling that in. The DNR approved him putting the driveway in. The DNR approved everything that he's wanted to do, but because there's continuous complaints against him, the village is not letting him build his house.
Well,
Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
he's getting like really frustrated. Like everything that I've been asked, I've done. I've been asked to get these permits. I've been asked to get approval from the DNR. I've done DNR. He did the Army Corps of Engineers came out and said, yeah, this is fine. He's got all that paperwork where he's done. He's took all the steps to get this done, spent a ton of money to get the approvals, but still can't build his house because people keep making these complaints about everything he's doing, when in reality, everything he's doing has been approved. Do you know what I mean? It might suck for you, but unfortunately,
I haven't been in front of the county board or anything. The only thing I do is I see stuff going on, I'll call Randy up there, and then Randy does this and in the drawer, you know, which I have no control over.
well, I don't think that's the case. He's been getting citations for stuff
Jackson has gotten tickets for junk vehicles.
when they're technically not junked. It sounds like.
Well,
Whose property is this back here?
this is
This is still Felix?
and mine. Go see that house?
All the way there, huh?
Well, just this side of
Holy
it.
cow!
Tree line.
Yeah, well, if you look, let's see. Well, we're going up that way anyway. You can see it better.
That's a lot of property.
This is a ton of property.
5
Wow!
acres. 4.9.
Wow!
And you've had it for 50 years?
Oh yeah, we've been here for. We were the first ones here.
This is really nice.
There was nothing built this way except the 2 houses and Keith is, and those aren't. Well, I shouldn't say that. Keith stripped the whole house down to the first floor.
Holy cow!
Well, otherwise he would have had to put new cement and everything else in.
Okay.
I know you're probably not going to want to hear this, Byron, but when you have a property this long, you're used to it being a certain way, and then somebody else moves in near you, and things inevitably change a little bit.
Oh, I
And we can't really, you know.
Like I said, I did 30 years.
Yeah.
Put a uniform on me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
doing
I get
the
it.
same
You've
thing.
been there. You've done it. So you understand where we're coming from. Where,
Yeah.
I mean, nothing he's done has been illegal. Nothing he's done is not approved.
Here we're at.
Is this more of his?
There's the property line.
Okay.
That pipe.
Yep.
Or is he building a berm here?
I don't have the idea if he's still in berm, he's putting this in for, so you don't have mud, and he's going to put a driveway in all the way back there to his house. But as you can see, he can do anything he wants to do. Like, that's Felix's property line. And I haven't talked to the village. I haven't talked that usually there's so much property before you can, away
Yeah.
from your property line for putting a driveway in.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't know that that's what he's doing here, is building a driveway.
Well,
It's my understanding he wants to put the house right here.
That's what he told us this morning, is more or less where the camper is I think where he wants his house.
okay, well, that's fine. Then what's all this? Putting a berm up, And,
I mean,
and then, he bitches and complains that Felix is saying this and Martina's saying this. And what's he do? He comes along and just dumps the shit.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't him actually dumping. I'm sure it's
Well,
whoever
no,
brought
but,
it in.
if you're the one calling for the trucks,
Yeah.
you should be able to tell,
yeah.
hey, that's the property line there. You got to be on the inside. So, that's all I wanted to show you out
Yeah.
here.
I
No, that's-
appreciate it.
Because then if he starts
Yeah.
yakking at you, well, we went out there, and you could, Mr. Aslett, you could say, showed us this, showed us that.
So yeah, I guess what his complaint was, what all this stemmed from, is that because you made a complaint that I think maybe the secretary who took down the notes might have misunderstood what you were actually saying, as far as that you've had problems. You're saying it's going to create problems if he continues to build up.
Yeah.
He's reading the minutes from this meeting and saying that you claimed that you already had problems of flooding in your yard caused by him.
No.
And then when he talked to you, he's got a video of the two of you talking, and you saying that it hasn't caused any issues in your yard yet.
No, it hasn't.
Which
Okay.
we do understand now, but from his perspective, it was you saying that you were having these problems to the board, which he wasn't at this meeting, and then you telling him you haven't had the problem, so he thinks that you're a liar. Do you understand what I'm getting
Oh,
at?
yeah.
He thought that you went in front of the board to
Claim that you were having
claim
these
you're having
problems.
issues to prevent him from building.
No, I went in front of the board because I didn't want him doing exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Putting dirt down and building things
And you
up.
have a right to, let him know what issues you have or
Right,
foreseen.
absolutely.
So
I'll show you how.
The problem is that he's got approval for all of this.
I don't know how this is going to get resolved, but
Look at this.
it's definitely not a criminal issue.
No.
See the property line there? The two poles? Look what he dumped. He dumped all of this on Felix's property. Did he ask Felix?
Probably not.
So yeah, that's what I'm afraid
I think
of.
we understand what's going on.
If this,
You're afraid this is going to turn your backyards into a swamp,
well, that
and
I don't think it'll do that much, but
But I guess the problem is everything he's done, he's asked for permission and had surveyors and everybody else come out here, and they've all given him a stamp of approval to do what he's doing. So he feels like he's just being railroaded. You know what I mean? Like all I'm trying to do is build a house here, and everything I do, I get approval for. Yet I still can't build my house because of all these complaints.
well, the last.
So you got to at least see a little bit where he's
Oh,
coming
yeah.
from. For 3 years, he's tried to build a house on this property, and for 3 years, he's received nothing but what he considers to be
harassment.
harassment and roadblocks, when everything he's done, he's gotten approval for.
So that's.
So I think we're at a point now where it is what it is. He's been allowed to do what he's doing. It seems to me like every single thing that the village is asking him to rectify, he's rectified. He's trying to anyway.
Well, the
So-
thing that gets you, Felix, like I said, Felix and I, we bought here first.
Yeah, I understand. That's
The second house built was this house. Now,
Yep.
they didn't build the house.
yeah.
We were here a couple of years, and they came out at Christmas time, and the people that built that were going to move to Florida. And
Felix. Hey. Detective Hasselbrink. This is Detective Silsky. We were just out here talking to your neighbor here. Mr. Jackson filed a... Mr. Jackson, yeah, he filed a complaint.
We know
He filed a complaint against Mr. Aslett here, and we had to come out here and talk to him about it. And he's trying to help us understand your guys' perspective. We've already talked to him today, understand his perspective. Everything he's doing to the property, he's gotten approval to do. So,
He's gotten approval?
yes.
yeah, for building a house and that.
I mean, as far as the DNR is concerned, DNR said, yeah, go ahead and fill in all that wetland area, put your driveway in. They've told him it's okay. And in order to do it, he brought in, or somebody brought in, I think the contractor he used, brought in the Army Corps of Engineers to make sure that it wasn't going to upset any of the natural flow of water and everything. I mean, he's trying to do everything the right way.
Well, every time it rains over here, goddammit.
No, I know, and we've heard, but
I showed him.
the problem is somebody approved it.
Yeah.
It's not him. I mean, he said, this is what I'd like to do. DNR came out, looked at it, and said, go ahead. So, I mean, he's asking permission, they're giving it to him, and he's doing it. And he's being told everything's going to be fine. You don't have anything to worry about, so he does it. You know what I mean? It's like if I were to say, hey, I want to build a 4 million foot building here, but I don't want to block the sun from you guys, and somebody comes out here and does all the solar measurements and stuff and says, no, you'll be fine, and I do it, and it blocks the sun. I tried. It's not my fault that this guy was wrong, and, you know, it's blocking the sun when I was told it's not going to. Does that make sense? I mean, I know that's kind of a crazy thing to say, but he's saying, hey, this is what I want to do so I can build my house way back there and have all this land in front. And they say, yeah, go ahead. So he does it. And then you guys are getting upset with him for doing it, but he's asking permission from the right people and they're giving it to him.
It's probably the color of the goddamn skin.
Wow.
I worked at Commonwealth Edison. I used to deal with a lot of blacks. And they come in as contractors and they want to do their own crap. And they couldn't do it. I said, you guys can't do this, you know.
The long and short of it is, he's got permission to do that on his property, and that's what everyone's going to have to live with.
Yeah, we just got to deal with it.
Okay, so it's okay when the water falls through here and comes back into my property?
That's not on him.
It's not.
No, he talked to the DNR and the DNR said it's going to be fine. You'll be okay. He put, I think it was required, I'm going to get these numbers wrong here, a 12-inch culvert or whatever for the drainage is what he was required. He put in 16. I mean, he went above and beyond to try and prevent. I mean, he was told the minimum you can put in is this size, and he put in one twice as big to try and prevent any.
Yeah, but he moved it uphill that way.
Well, but that's what the people that he didn't do it.
We were assigned here for a criminal issue.
And it's clear that there's no criminal issue here.
It's a misunderstanding, and it's not a criminal issue. We're trying to mediate a tiny bit here, but at the end of the day, we have no control over what he does on his property, just like you guys do. And so, if it happens again, I guess you got to make a complaint with the village, and it's just going to start the cycle all over again. But if you guys can resolve this without, tickets and whatnot, I think it's probably best for everybody. We'll see what happens with the rain.
Because honestly, I mean, I know you're saying that, it's him that's doing this, it's him that's doing this. He wants to build a house here for his family. So he's getting the permits, he's getting the approval, he's getting people to come out here and survey, and he's getting all that, just like whenever this house was built and when that house was built, you had to go through all the right steps. He's doing that. He's doing everything the right way, but he keeps getting roadblocks because apparently the neighbors don't like him. And so they keep making complaints against him. But he's doing everything right. I mean, he has not taken one shortcut as far as trying to get his house built. You know, and as far as like the cars that are on his property, the ordinance stated that they had to be registered. All the cars that are on his property are registered. Every vehicle on his property is registered through the state of Wisconsin. He's doing everything right.
We can't answer all of your questions, but
No, I
if
didn't.
you guys have questions, we'll try. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You understand, Felix? I know you might not be happy about it, but that's where we're at.
I'm not happy with him, just the goddamn language he uses all the time, you know?
Okay.
And he's calling me a damn wetback, and I don't go for that.
Okay.
Well, that's
Try not to.
then just
Try to
don't have
ignore.
any conversation with him. You know, the two of you just ignore each other. But what he's doing on his property, he's a landowner. He's got the right to build a house on his property if he wants to.
And I know you guys have been here a lot longer, and I know that you guys are used to a certain way, and I understand that.
But at one point, you guys were a neighbor to somebody who didn't want a house built too. You know, I mean, you weren't the first house in Kenosha County, right? At some point, there was a neighbor down there that says there's nobody that lives here for 500 miles.
Everyone
And then
here,
somebody built a house there. You know what I
everyone
mean?
here has legitimate reasons for taking action, but at the end of the day, if he gets approval for the things he's doing and he's doing them, then there's nothing we can do about it. Okay?
You understand what we're saying?
I understand that,
Yeah.
but when I first met him, right away he come out with this bullshit, you know?
Okay.
And,
Well,
Not a great
you're-
first
you're
impression.
No, not a good
you
first
know,
impression, and
you
but
got
that's
racial, you know?
but that's in the past.
Yeah.
There's a no contact order, which should help resolve that.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't get yourself in any more issues with him. Ignore him. If there's an issue, bring it up to the village. The village will do their best to mediate, and then we'll go from there. Sorry.
But as far as the water drainage issue is concerned, I understand what you're saying as far as, hey, if we have a really bad rain, it can. But I mean, he got approval to do
Yeah.
exactly what he did. He's got the paperwork. The village has copies of it. I mean, he's got.
He had to prove it up.
Hundred-
He should have put something so the water could flow through, you know?
And he's not done yet. Maybe he will. I don't know what the situation is.
Well, he's had plenty of time to
Yeah.
do it, you know? It's not like
Like
he
4
came.
years.
Yeah.
I can't remember when he came in.
Thanks.
Yeah, sorry for that.
No, don't.
I understand. I understand.
I could be cutting grass over here and you standing right there in the edge watching.
Unfortunately, when people start getting the back and forth, it kind of eggs each other on. You understand that? Thank you very
All
much
right,
for
take
your
care.
time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No, my house in Waukegan, they bought the house next to us.
Oh,
Yeah.
And that house was built, I think, in the 30s.
Oh my
Really?
gosh.
You know,
Well,
We understand what's going on.
yeah, for sure. But I guess I guess the bottom line is, you know, what he's trying to do is build a house for his family, and he's getting the approval. At some point, it's on somebody else. You know, I mean, like if somebody screwed up with.
well, Randy,
Yeah.
Randy, he let that stuff go through, and this guy, DNR and the rest of them, he was, I don't know if he's calling them daily or
Yeah.
going to the office daily, but you know, what else? They come out and they go, wow, you know, the easiest way out of this one.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what happened, but
Yeah. But
the best thing they could have done if it was going to be, yeah, once it's done, it's
I
done.
I understand. You can take the walkway around it, or you can dump
I
it
might
in
just
the-
walk outside. I just don't want to get attacked by your pets that live out here.
Oh. We're down to 0 dogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Aw,
My last one died the last 2 died this year.
I'm sorry. That's tough.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Ezra. Please thank your wife for us as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully you won't ever see us again, because I think this is a non-issue.
maybe I want to see you again. We'll have a
Well,
couple of beers.
If so, here's my card. No, if something comes up, give me a call. But I think at this point it's maybe just a misunderstanding. You weren't intending to lie about him. You were
making
bringing
it-
up a
yeah.
possible future bad
Well,
outcome.
people can't picture it. It's just like this. You
Yeah.
know, you wouldn't.
You
think-
can see it.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I didn't understand until now we're here. You're showing it to us, and everything else kind of makes sense.
It makes a
Especially
lot more
your
sense.
conversation with him about it not being an issue now. Well, it has the potential for being an issue because that's what the past natural flow of water was, and it could be
And
disrupted.
he, you know, he filled that all in, and then where he put the pipes, he moved the pipe. I'm taking a wild guess, 20, 30 feet that way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that way you saw it is now going uphill.
Yeah.
So the water's not going to flow that way. It's not. It's missing it. Is
Yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah.
And it's going to back up, make a swamp for Felix. You know, I don't know.
He's going to have a bigger issue than you probably.
Oh, yeah,
But
absolutely.
it still will essentially affect both of you, probably.
Yeah.
You know, but that's unfortunately, like I said, that's the exact issue that I have, and I have a great relationship with my neighbors. It's just one of those things you can't control how high they built their houses up on their properties.
Yeah.
So I had to dig down and I had to put a dry well in to catch some of that water. But thankfully, we've had a pretty dry, year this year.
Yeah.
As soon as you say that,
But it's always sometimes it's too
Right
dry,
now.
other times it's too
Too wet, yep.
It's never perfect.
yeah, it isn't.
Thank
All
you
right.
very
Well,
much.
sir, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, it cleared up a lot.
This is all cleared up,
hope
I
it
think. Yeah.
cleared up. Oh, I don't know what you sent us. You got a case number?
You know what? What's a number for you? I'll call you with it. Because I don't. Oh, actually, I do have it. It's right here. I'll write it down. Where's that
Oh,
card?
here, I can.
Here.
My what it call's working. Oh, it's.
I'll write it down right here.
Oh, okay, great.
I'll give you another card with it on there.
Gonna run out of cards in about 10 years, so
I need to.
we get
My
some-
email's going to change anyway, so I got to get new cards eventually anyway. All right, here we go.
Yeah, that one rain we had. I can't remember which one it was. 'Cause that tank wasn't there. And neither was the roller. Oh,
329951 is the case. Yep.
okay.
All right.
But yeah, I had a river going through here.
Oh, I could imagine.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Because like I say, all that floats this way.
Well, and you can see your barn is built up to avoid it. So
Yeah, and all this stuff existed, and now there's a change, and that's
Yep.
what happens. Unfortunately, it stinks.
One of the good cases. that
Yep.
you can-
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All
very
right,
much,
sir. Thank you.
How many years do you retain?
I got about 13.
I got 8.5.
Plenty of time on, but not nearly enough time to say, okay, now we can start.
Well, yeah, I understand. The longer you get there, the more bullshit.
Yeah, for sure.
you see.
Definitely seen stuff I never thought I'd see already. So.
What year did you retire?
22 years ago?
Oh wow.
Somewhere 23, 24.
A little bit before when I started. But thank you,
I'm
sir.
a little bit older. I'm in my 70s.
All right. Well, we appreciate it,
Take
sir.
care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Take care.
Just like I thought, perfectly reasonable